Good morning, Facebook. I'm Stephanie Weaver from the Recipe Renovator, and also the Migraine Relief Plan is my book coming out in February. It's available on Amazon for pre-order right now. Welcome to the Recipe Renovator Kitchen, and I'm a food blogger in San Diego, and I'm excited to be making a raw carrot and orange salad today. A lot of times when we think of salad, we think of lettuce, and what I wanted to do is pull this recipe from the archives because I wanted you to see that you don't have to have lettuce, and oftentimes we have a bag of carrots in the fridge, and if you're looking for a nice raw fresh salad, this is an incredible choice. A wonderful combination of flavors. Seems very simple, but I'm going to get started. So what I've got over here on the stove are some mustard seeds that I've been toasting, and what I'm waiting for is for them to start popping. So you want them in a dry skillet, about medium heat, and I'm just rolling them around a little bit to make sure they don't burn. But I'm waiting for them to pop, and I'll probably hear that in a minute. I just turned the heat up just a tiny bit. The first thing I'm going to do for the dressing, because this is a carrot orange salad, so we're going to start with an orange. Daisy, of course, has now decided she wants to be in the kitchen because we're live streaming. So welcome to Daisy. And Microwave Boy's over there on the camera. Good morning, Microwave Boy.
Good morning, Facebook.
We got to go to Morocco a few years ago for a special birthday for Microwave Boy, and so I'm going to be serving this on a beautiful Moroccan plate that we bought there. And these flavors are very Moroccan. There's beautiful oranges that grow everywhere in Marrakesh, and you have in your B&B, which are called riads, right?
Yep.
Yeah. They have oranges for you every morning, and orange juice, and the oranges are this incredibly deep, rich color that I've never seen before. Certainly not the color of this very beautiful orange, but definitely a different color than that. So what I'm doing is I'm using a microplane zester to get just the zest, which is the very top layer. You don't want to get into white here. You just want to get the very top layer of color, and that's true no matter what kind of citrus you're zesting. You can definitely use a small grater, but the microplane is one of those tools that once you buy it, you never want to go back to anything else because it's amazing. So what I did was I zested it onto a piece of waxed paper, and this is the start for my dressing, and so that's going to go into my clean glass jar, which is where I'm going to shake up all of this wonderfulness that's going to become our dressing for our raw carrot orange Moroccan salad. Now, this was actually made for us, not in Morocco, but in France by our friend Angela Billows, who writes a blog called Provence Calling. And I met Angela at a food blogging conference. I'm juicing half of a lemon right now. This is for the dressing. And she made this. I finally got to go to France for my 50th birthday. I'd always wanted to go. And so Angela lives in France and part-time. And so she had us over for a birthday lunch, and it was a very hot day in June, 5 years ago, and a really pretty incredible lunch that she put out. And one of the things that she served was this raw salad, and I asked her for the recipe and put it on the blog, and so I'm happy to share it with you guys today. So now I'm juicing, not very successfully, but I'm juicing the orange. The idea is that you get all orange juice, and it's not very juicy. But it's still going to have that wonderful zest, so we're still good to go. All right, so good enough. Moving on. All right, so we're going to be, now you might want to strain out the seeds if you're picky. I love these vintage things like this. Okay, so I've got a half of a lemon juiced, an orange, and the zest juiced. Now for the oil. So you want something that's going to emulsify, hold the emulsification, and that is, you just don't want the dressing to separate. So what's oftentimes used for that is mustard, because it will hold an emulsion. And so this is a wonderful French mustard, maille, but you can use a regular stone ground mustard, or you could use Dijon for this. Now, I need to note that this is not a migraine-friendly recipe because oranges and lemons can be migraine triggers, as well as fermented foods like mustard. But the whole point of the Migraine Relief Plan, which is my book that's coming out in February, is that you avoid these foods for a certain period of time and then you test them to see which ones actually bother you, and you learn what your individual triggers are. So I'm able to eat all these foods again. So that's the good news about the migraine relief plan, is it really helps you figure out what works for you and what doesn't. I'm adding a teaspoon of freshly cracked black pepper, and then I'm going to grab my seeds, which didn't really actually pop, but I'm sure they're toasted at this point because they've been on for about 10 minutes. I'm going to throw them in there. We're probably going to hear a little sizzling sound. There you go, because they're hot. Then we're going to do the oil. Now, for regular kitchens, you would just use a very high quality extra virgin olive oil and you'd be good to go. If you want to make this really taste like Morocco, argan oil is a tree that's only grown, a nut that's only grown in Morocco. It's kind of their main export, and they make a lot of beauty products from it, but it's definitely edible. And it has a warm, nutty flavor, kind of like avocado oil. So since I have it, we actually brought this back. Did we not buy this in France?
Yes.
Microwave boy? Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
So you're going to be using a total of 2 tablespoons of oil. So I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of argan oil and 1 tablespoon of olive oil, but if you don't have argan oil, you would just use 2 tablespoons of your olive oil. And I'm going to get that out of the way. Okay, so that is my dressing. We've got our citrus juice.
Starting to smell good in here.
Ooh, it is. It's starting to smell very fresh. And then you're going to shake this, and hopefully it will emulsify and not make me a liar live on Facebook. Yeah, so that's what you're looking for. You're looking for it to kind of not separate. And the smell is really fresh, citrusy. You've got the mustard, which makes it kind of savory, and it's a really lovely combo. The last thing I'm going to do is chop up the herbs for the salad. Now, you also might not, so what I did was I shoved a cup full of herbs, and then I'm going to now chop them up. So you want about a cup full of herbs. You can use fresh parsley, like this fresh Italian flat leaf parsley. I've also got a few fennel fronds, because I bought fennel to make bouillabaisse later this week, which will be coming to the blog in September. And you can use the ends of the fennel as an herb in salad, and it's a wonderful way. Usually when you buy fennel for a recipe, you're only using this bottom part, the bulb, but this is all edible. So this is a wonderful way to not waste delicious food, especially when you're buying organic like we do. And then I've got also some mint leaves from our garden that were in the bottom of this. So I'm going to toss all those out and go ahead and do as fine of a chop as I can manage on camera without cutting myself. That's always the challenge. So I'm just pulling out one leaf that didn't look too happy, and I'm starting at this end. And I'm just going to do a nice, I guess you'd call this a mince. I'm not doing it super fine, so, and I'm not, like I said before, did not go to culinary school, which is totally okay. I'm a home cook, self-taught, although I have taken a few different classes over the years, one of which was in knife skills. And so you can see that I'm keeping my fingers out of the way. Now, if there's any really hard stems, I would pull those out, because those are not going to be enjoyable to eat. You can always throw those stems, though, into and make a pesto in the food processor. So you don't have to, and you shouldn't waste any delicious herbs that you buy, because they're all good quality food, right? We don't like to waste food around here, especially when we're buying organic. So we've got our wonderful herbs that are going in here. And notice that I'm using the back of my knife to collect my stuff and scrape. You never scrape across the board with the sharp side of your knife, or you dull your blade. Okay, now, so 16 ounces or a pound of carrots, which I have already shredded using the shredder disc, the handy dandy shredder disc from Mr. Food Processor. Now, if you didn't have a food processor, you absolutely can use a box grater for this. So one of those just old-fashioned square graters, which I forgot to pull out to show you, but I'm sure you've all seen one, on the largest holes or the medium holes, whichever. Doesn't really matter for this recipe. Okay, so this is it. These are the ingredients for the salad. So I'm going to see, now you can see, let him zoom in on that. I'll hold it right there. You can see that it hasn't really separated. You're not seeing the oil and liquid. So it has held its emulsion, which is great. I do want to shake it up a little bit more before I pour it over just to make sure that it's staying and it's going to be evenly distributed. So what I do is I usually put about half on and then start tossing. Now you can feel free to ask questions, obviously. Facebook Live, that's the beauty of it. And if you are watching this in replay, and please feel free to ask a question. I will be posting, once this link is up, I will be posting the link to the recipe, so you'll have the recipe there. But if you have any questions about migraines or cooking or what I'm doing, or why our kitchen cabinets are blue, or what Microwave Boy had for breakfast this morning, whatever you want to know, you know, we pretty much will answer it. The dogs' names are Daisy and Junebug. Junebug is our friend's dog who comes over 2 to 3 times a week for play dates. Daisy's our dog. She's the golden retriever who you might have seen walking around. And because I'm not cooking meat, she's not right underfoot. She's not as interested in salad when I'm making salad. And that's kind of true with Microwave Boy too. He tends to be more underfoot when I'm cooking meat. Ha ha ha. Just kidding, Microwave Boy. All right, so there's our yummy salad. I'm just going to clear this real quickly so that I can serve myself a little bit without being super messy. So just give me 1 second to do that.
What do you remember about oranges in Morocco?
Oh, the color, man. The color was so incredible. They were bright. This intense color that was sort of a reddish orange that I'd never seen before. And when we first walked, when we walked into the place we were staying, which is called a riad, which is basically a B&B, there was a platter like this with 2 oranges on it and I think a mineral water. And I might even have that picture on the blog post because I do have some pictures from Morocco on this blog post. And the oranges were such an incredible color, and I think we peeled them and had one right away, and they were just the most intense flavor. So that was such a treat, and that's probably, besides the ice cream and French pastries, which we ate a lot of in Morocco, it's before I was gluten-free, we had a lot of orange juice, which was so delicious. So give this a little taste. So you've got the first flavor is not actually the carrot, which is interesting. The first flavor is the orange that you get. You've got the crispy texture from grating the carrots. Super fresh hits of the different herbs. So I'm tasting fennel, I'm tasting parsley, I'm tasting a little bit of mint, which makes it extra refreshing on a hot day. You've got the mustard flavor, a little lemon. You're not really catching a lot of lemon. And then I am tasting the argan oil, which is, again, a unique flavor that you're not going to really...
What does the argan taste like?
Well, I said it earlier, it's a little bit like a buttery, warm, nutty kind of avocado flavor. But it's unique. It doesn't really taste like anything else. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in today to us on Facebook Live. I'm Stephanie Weaver. I'm a health and wellness coach, and you can find out more about my health and wellness coaching on migrainereliefplan.com, as well as the link to pre-order my book, The Migraine Relief Plan, which will be out in February. It's available now on pre-order. And you can find over 325 healthy recipes, all suitable for different kinds of special diets. They're all coded that way. On reciperenovator.com, we have a great index, so you can go and look in salads and see all the salads that have come up, or if you want to just search carrots, every carrot recipe will come up. So it's extra user-friendly, and really appreciate you watching today, and look forward to seeing you again on Facebook Live.